Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also, make sure you turn off the water supply to the washer. In this video, I'll show you how to replace the door seal in a Whirlpool washer. It's going to be a very easy repair. Should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For this job, we're going to need a 1/4 inch and a 5/16 inch nut drivers, Torx 20 screwdriver, a socket wrench with a 1/2 inch head, flat bed screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and a pair of locking pliers. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new door seal. The door seal flexibly connects the outer tab to the front door panel, sealing the opening between them. If your washer leaks on the floor in the front area, check the door seal for the cuts and holes and replace it if needed. Now we're at the back of the washer and we're going to remove the top. I'm using a 1/4 inch nut driver and I'm going to take out 3 screws. Next, I'm going to push the top back a little bit and lift it off. Let's pull out the detergent drawer, press that locking tab and remove it completely. Next, we need to remove these 2 Torx 20 screws. I'm going to use the Torx 20 screwdriver. Next, I'm going to use the 1/4 inch nut driver and take out these 2 screws, 1 in each corner. Now we need to pull up the top of the control panel so we can release this 4 tabs. And now I'm going to lift it up. And then we need to disconnect a couple of plugs here so we can remove the panel. I'm going to press down that tab here on this side and a tab on this side. And we can pull them out. Next step would be pulling out this clip. It required a little bit of effort, so grab it and pull it out. So we're going to place it inside. Out of the way. Let's open the door. Alright, so remove this Torx 20 screws. And push that door latch in. Next, I'm going to remove this retainer spring, which is around this seal, door seal. I'm gonna pull it up, and as you can see, we have a little springy there. And I'm going to use the flat blade screwdriver. I'm gonna place it in there, and we're gonna pry off the spring. And we can remove it completely. Now we're gonna pull off this front lip of the door seal and tack it inside. I'm going to close the door and tilt the washer back and install a 2x4 underneath so we can get to the bottom screws. Alright, now we need to remove the 4 1/4 inch screws that holds the front panel at the bottom. I'm using a 1/4 inch nut driver. Alright, I'm going to tilt the washer back and I'm going to remove this wooden block. Alright, I'm going to open the door. Our next step would be taking out 3 5/16 inch screws that holds the top of the front panel. The nut driver would be the perfect tool for that. And I'm going to grab this front panel here on the top and lift it off. hold on to the door, and we're going to remove it. Now we're going to disconnect this inlet tube. And now I'm going to take out the light the same way. I'm going to pull it out. Now I'm going to use the 1/2-inch socket wrench. I'm going to take out the 3 bolts, and then I'm going to remove this concrete counterweight. And lift it up. Our next step would be to loosen up that clamp on the top of the tub. So I'm using a Phillips screwdriver. And we're going to unscrew that so we can take off the clamp. At this point, we're going to take it off from the groove on the top, and then we can go and do it on the sides and the bottom. All right, so we're going to continue taking off the clamp. And now we can pull off this seal. This is the old door seal next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. All right, before installing that seal, I would like to put some soap on it. I'm gonna spray a little bit of soap and spread it around. In the groove. The inner one and the outer one. All right, and I highly recommend you to wipe your hands dry, and then we can start installing it. Let's bring the seal up, and this arrow is supposed to be pointed up. So right between those 2 lines, we're going to start with installing this outer lip here on the top. I'm going to go left and right. Now I'm going to move down to the bottom. So we're going to do the inner lip installation. So I'm going to hold this side in and continue putting the inner lip on. And the last portion. All right, then I'm going to place on the rest of the outer lip. Double check how the outer lip installed. All right, now it's time to install the clamp for the outer lip. We're going to place this clamp on into the groove. Don't rush, make sure it's in the groove all around the gasket, all around the seal. And now we're going to tighten that clamp with a Phillips screwdriver by turning this screw clockwise. So we tighten it all the way so this spacer would be touching both sides. All right, now we can place that counterweight block back on and secure it with 3 1/2-inch bolts. Now we're going to install the light and the fill tube. I'm going to use a little soap. both holes here. It's going to be much easier to put them in. And I'm going to start pushing the light in. Make sure it goes in all the way, like that. Next, the fill tube. And there's here the rubber tab here, and it goes right into this cutout. Like that. Make sure it's in all the way from both sides. Alright, now we're going to install the front panel. I'm going to place the bottom in first, align the sides, and push it forward. I'm going to open the door, lift it up a little bit, place those 3 tabs through the cutouts, and secure it with the 3 5/16 inch screws. I'm going to close the door and tilt the washer back and install a 2x4 underneath so we can get to the bottom screws. Now I'm going to secure that front panel at the bottom with 4 1/4 inch screws. Now I'm going to remove the 2x4. I'm going to tilt the washer slightly and remove that block. Okay, at this point I'm going to open the door and I'm going to get inside behind the front panel, fish out the door latch assembly, and we're going to place it into the cutouts, and then I'm going to mount it using 2 Torx 20 screws. Now we're going to pull out this outer portion of the door seal. And we're going to install this onto this lip here. Make sure it's installed all the way in the groove. Before installing the outer spring, we're going to put some soap in and the groove. And now we can install this retainer spring. Alright, so we're going to place the spring into the groove. With the actual spring at the bottom at 6 o'clock. I'm going to clamp on these locking pliers. Going to pull up on the spring. And let go. And now I'm going to test if it sits properly. I'm going to just pull it hard. All right. Now we can close the door and install the control panel. All right, now I'm going to connect the control panel. Connect this harness to the control panel. One goes in this one. Press it in. And the second one will go in this one. And now we're going to push in the retainer. And we can install the panel back on. So we have 4 tabs at the control panel, and we have 4 slots here on the front panel. So, well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to place these tabs into these slots. And then I'm going to push the control panel forward. Now we can secure the control panel with 2 1/4 inch screws in the corners here. Right now we're going to install the detergent drawer back in. Slide it in. Next we're going to place the top cover on about an inch before the control panel, and then we're going to slide it in. Then we're going to install the 3/4 inch screws at the back using the 1/4 inch nut driver. Alright, we're going to push it down so we'll install the screw. Turn on the water, plug the washer in and run it to check if it works properly and there's no leaks. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other videos available on our site, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.